Hello. Yesterday there was an announcement that Formula E is going to change the way that Fanboost works in the series. I'm really excited. I love Fanboost and I'm really interested to see how the changes will affect the racing and how it will affect other aspects. So we'll start off with what is Fanboost. Fanboost is a boost of energy, basically. What happens is fans go online and they vote for drivers, and the 3 drivers with most votes get the fan boost. And the boost is a boost of power, and it's used once. Last year it was once per car, but this year, because of changes in the rules, it can only be used in the second car of the race. And it can be used strategically, it can be used to set the fastest lap because you get points for that. It can be used for all different reasons. The changes this year is that they're extending the voting period. That's the main change. Last year the cut-off was before the race, now it's during the race, which means that obviously the car that they're in when the cut-off happens won't have the boost. So which is why it's only the second car now. Another change is that they're changing the way you can vote. Last year you voted on the website or the app. This year you can vote on social media using hashtag vote name, I think, and still again the website and the app. So more ways for voting, more fan interaction. What's the complaint about? One of the reasons I love it is because I love to try and figure out why people are voting the way they do. The way I see it, there are a few different reasons why people vote the way they do. The first is you vote for your favourite driver or your favourite team, which I think is what people think most is the biggest reason why people vote. You vote, which I guess we did see that. We saw a couple drivers get it quite a few races in a row. We saw some drivers not get it at all because they just weren't that popular. So that's one main reason why people vote. Another is because of things that have happened in previous races. For example, Nick is my go-to example. Nick Heidfeld, during the first Formula E race, there was an incident at the end of the race which led to Heidfeld being knocked out of the race, quite literally knocked out of the race on the last corner. And people were like, "Oh, that's such bad luck. Nick's got such bad luck. I'm going to vote for him for a fan boost next race, and so he can have some good luck." Of course, then he got more bad luck, and people did the same. So another is to make up for bad luck that's happened in previous races. A third is to try to help. Towards the end of the year, we saw people voting strategically. It's particularly Nelson Piquet got a lot of votes. Well, got a run of fan boost quite a few times, I think, if memory serves me correctly. He definitely got it on the last one of the London races anyway, she says. But we saw people voting to try to influence the championship, which was interesting. Obviously, that's only kind of like a small influence because fan boost on track can be useful, but I don't think it's like, if you're a rubbish driver, you are not going to win a race because you got fan boost. So anyway, I mainly love it because I love analysing why people vote the way they do and how teams use it. This year, changes this year, which will make it, I think, could make it more interesting. Obviously, I need to see it in action to see how more interesting it makes it. But I think there'll be 2 main changes because of the changes on Fanboost. First is people are more likely to vote for what's happening in the races, either during the first however long into the session you're like, they've had really bad luck, I'm going to give them a fan boost, or they've done brilliantly, I think they deserve a reward for that. I think so. I think it will be less they're my favourite driver, I'm going to vote for them, and more strategic kind of voting, which I think a lot of people would like, because most of the main criticisms was the popular drivers get it every race. They didn't, I will argue, but they did get it a lot, especially towards the beginning. But I think there'll be less of that, potentially. And I think teams using it strategically, Formula have already admitted one of the main strategic things is, because it's only in the second car, do they run one car for longer than the other and use Fanboost to make up the deficit that they might have because of that, or do they use it as they did last season to overtake someone or catch up with someone to overtake? So I think those will be the two big differences this year, and I think they will be good. Of course, that's just my opinion, and I can be wrong. I probably am wrong. Let me know yours politely. I'm not going to get into an argument over Fanboost. Maybe a passionate debate, but not an argument. But yeah, that's Fanboost. Voting will now take place from 12 days before the pre to during the pre, so it's plenty of time to vote. I'm always interested in hearing why people vote the way they do, because I'm a complete dork when it comes to Fanboost.